This video brought to you in part by these fantastic sponsors.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome to the channel. I am the Shotgun Shogun and welcome back to another Fate Grand Order Duel unboxing. Now, if you haven't seen episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, they will be linked down below in the description. But we are on to Box 5. Box 3 was a little bit of disappointing, but Box 4 definitely stepped it up. Now, Box 5, we've got Proto Arthur, we've got Nero Bride, we've got Caesar, we got Cleo, and we have Best Boy Arash. And hopefully this figure doesn't explode on me randomly. So here's hoping for that. But as always, I don't know what the secret figure is in this. The last two boxes we just got dupes, but we'll see. I have looked up online, I couldn't find anything. So maybe Angramanu, maybe they just literally took those out. But we do have 6 figures in here. So let's get to unboxing them. Now, if you do find these, since these are a bit of a newer set, at least as of the recording of this, you will be able to find these for about $15 to $20. Now, they'll usually be about like 15, 16 if you get them online. If you find them at an anime convention, they are going to probably run you about $18 to $20. So if you do want the whole set, always make sure to buy a unopened complete box, because that guarantees you at least one of each of them, as well as a dupe or the potential secret character. But we're gonna jump into this. So I'm hoping that this set is actually really good, because there's a lot of characters in here that I actually really like. So we're gonna see. What do we get? We started off with Arash, and I think this is one of the heaviest pieces of plastic that I have had in one of these unboxings. So we have the bow, and we have the base, and we have the Arash. So let's take a look at him. This is actually probably my favorite figure out of this set, because Arash is clearly easily the best boy. Now, he kind of looks like he's just doing like a shrug, like a perpetual shrug, like he has no idea what is going on. His face is okay, his hair is pretty good. I don't actually feel like his face encapsulates his character in game. He's definitely a bit more, I don't know, not that. His armor's good, and his waist piece is pretty good. I always enjoy when they make pants and they get like that pant crumple, like this kind of fits but doesn't really fit that well, so we're gonna get like that little bit of extra there. Boots, phenomenal. There's a nice little bit of paint gradient on that to just add a little bit extra. His arm guards are super good. Could have used a little bit more muscle definition. They definitely tried, but they kind of failed a little bit. His cowl, his hood is pretty solid. So overall, not bad. It's a pretty good start. Definitely decent detail in that figure. So let's get in, see how his bow is. I'm always a little bit worried about the props on this, because some of them, I feel like they change out what material they use for certain ones, because sometimes you'll pick one up and it'll be very nice hard plastic, it'll feel substantial, you'll be like, man, I'm not going to accidentally break this anytime soon. And then like other ones, you're just kind of like, oh, this is literally going to disintegrate into my hands. So, key in the back. I kind of also, wow, this key is real tough to get in there. I also feel like it would have been nice if he would have had like a different pose than this, just like straight, rigid, just kind of, I don't know. Like, I feel like this is just a very rigid pose. I feel like he should be a little bit more lax. Now, this is another one of those props that you kind of have to like wiggle in and like finagle it into his hand. You're going to get one of his little, one of the pieces of his bow stuck on his mid piece. But overall, I actually really like this bow. They did a good detail, really good detail on this bow for sure. And like I said, short of the very like tense like shrugging feel that he has like from a pose, like overall it's really good. The detail is pretty solid. If you're an Arash fan, which you should be, because he dies for all of our sins, this is definitely a good pickup. So box 5, you are definitely starting out very, very solid. So let's keep going. You know, I feel like Caesar's going to be the one that's going to have like the smallest or no plastic, because he is
just a big boy.
He is a big boy. He's a thicky boy for sure. So, and this box feels really heavy. So that's pretty much who we got. See?
Did he have any plastic?
No, he had no plastic. He is the one that all other boxes had to be weighed against, and that's probably why Arash's plastic was the biggest one I've ever seen. So, yeah, no, this boy thick. This boy hella thick. Like, he doesn't have, like, anything else with him other than him. So, he is super solid. He's definitely pretty hefty. I'm digging the armor. The armor gold is, like, really nice. The gold trim on everything. Very, very bright, vivid gold. His hands, I don't know, like his hands could have used a bit more detail, but yeah, especially like this hand feels less detailed than this hand for some reason. Maybe it's because there's more rings here that are showing off more of the, like, being just big fat plastic hands, but yeah, I definitely feel like there could have been a little bit more there. I do like that the chest piece has that, like, little bit of away from him so that you can see that he's wearing like a suit and a tie underneath, which I'm pretty sure that they didn't have ties back in his day, but you know, he's wearing one anyways because it's aesthetic. And I dig the coat. I dig the coat on him, the collar. They did a really good job on the collar, but they also did a really, really solid job on the paint, the feel of this piece. Now, they could have given us a little bit more down here, but, you know, because that's literally the first thing that people are going to go to. But he's not waifu, so I guess I understand. I'm pretty sure at the time he didn't just wear solid plastic pants. So, come on, guys, what are you doing to me here? I do like, though, that it's super layered, and I like the fact that we have this nice detailed... these nice detailed layers down here, so that's definitely cool. I'm surprised actually a little bit that he didn't come with his sword. Everybody else has come with their sword except for him. I mean, well, in Gilgamesh, that was the only two that didn't have an accessory, didn't have a weapon. So probably because they already packed as much plastic as possible into this preposterously protruding... He's not a prince. I was trying to come up with another P word real quick.
I feel like I'm going to text it to you on my way home.
You probably are. You're going to be thinking about it. You're like, oh, we should have used this word.
Yeah.
So, definitely nice. Very substantial. Like I said, like a lot of these, like even just as figures are really cool. And if you're a Caesar fan, you know, first off, you're weird and in the minority because most people aren't huge fans of Caesar, but definitely a really good figure. So, box number 5, set number 5, keeping it alive, man. They're 2 for 2 on this. Haven't had too much in the way of gripes. I also feel like in that pose, like where would he have put his sword? They could have maybe keyed it onto his side, but then that would have interfered with his cape and stuff like that. Yeah, he definitely made them use mad amounts of plastic in all of the other ones. And we have his boo Cleopatra, who also doesn't really have much in the way of anything. So I'm kind of, ooh, she comes in 2 pieces. Interesting. I think this is actually the first one that we've gotten that comes in 2 pieces, which is good because I mean I was a little worried about like the hair and the everything else on her. So let's take a look at her bottom side. First off, this is kind of weird. Like literally, I have never seen like fishnet tights. Kind of kind of a little weird. A little weird on that, but lots of detail here on the boots with all the buckles and the Final Fantasy character style. Even her thing here on the side has like a pretty decent amount of detail on it. So they could have put a little bit more in that booty, but I am a booty dude, so definitely could always use more booty. This hair though, they did some work on this hair. Paint gradient. Lots and lots of just detail in here. Detail on the hair clasp, detail on the braid. Again, we do kind of run into that whole like seam on the hair, but they did mask it with the they masked it with the headband, which is actually pretty nice. I actually kind of dig that method. So up here on the front, you got like really nice detail here on the chest and the things that are on the chest. So overall, not bad. Did do pretty good on the hands and the face as well. So definitely put some serious detail into this one. And one of the reasons why they did it in two pieces is because the key is on the upper back. So you got to be able to get to that. And I feel like if they had the bottom half on there, not only would it potentially have been damaged, probably would have been harder to put in the box, but you would have had a harder time getting to the key on her back. So we'll key it, booty it, and then put it on its base. Like the cool thing with her is she just kind of floats. She just kind of like hangs out, floats in the air, doing her Cleopatra thing. Now, the key for her putting herself into her thing, her bottom part into her top part, was not too bad. Kind of can put her just however you want, actually. It really doesn't matter. You can have her straight forward. You can have her a little bit off to... Ooh, put this back in here. You can... Well, you could have put her in there. You could probably put her off to the side. You could probably put her out however you'd like. I kind of like her forward, but I mean, I don't necessarily need to have the assassin symbol to the front. I would kind of maybe put her off to like a little bit of an angle. Like, I think that would be good. That's a good pose. Definitely like that pose. So, there we have it. 3 for 3. We've got, what, Proto-Arthur, Nero Bride, and the dupe left. So what are we going to get this time? Hey, chat. Camera guy Ryan's got to go blow his nose real quick. I'll cut this part out. Hey, come here, Pepper. Hey, hold it. Hold it like his elbow. Like his elbow, dude. Do it like his elbow. Yeah, like his arm. Make it weird. Yeah, I see you. Alright, so we got the next one. What did we get? I see a bronze base. We got another Arash. So, dupe Arash, which is actually not bad because Arash is probably a fave of most people. So, look for that in a future giveaway. At least we didn't pull him, what, back to back like the other ones? Last 2 boxes back to back. So this is going to be Nero Bride or Proto-Arthur, and let's see who we get. So it's looking like Nero Bride. Alright, so she's another one that's going to have like her sword keyed into her arm, kind of like the Nitocris from the last video. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I'm digging this dress, man. They are putting some serious work into this dress. The burn at the bottom, the blue underneath that matches her shoes, the off-white because it's not her dress is not super bright white. It's like an off white, which actually makes the rest of the dress that's burnt down here pop more because it's actually super white compared to her dress. Now it is a little bit dark of a white for me. It could just be could have been like just a couple shades darker, but this is almost like too much, and it actually kind of offsets, like her face kind of feels weird on top of this outfit because of the color. Like it's I don't know. It's hard to explain unless you were right here. It's a little jarring. Like everything else is like super bright white. Her face is very bright and vivid, and you kind of have this like dull, excessively off white. It almost looks dirty. Like it almost looks like it's just been like hanging out and it's just dirty and it just needs to be cleaned. And now I kind of want to clean it to see if that's the case. But I know that it's not because it's literally been in a box for a while. And you really feel that here too on the hand, because it's like the ruffle part is like just really bright white and it goes to like this just really off dirty white. And I don't know, it kind of bugs me a bit.
The leg even looks like it's a different white right here.
Yeah, like all of the accessories and like the cuffs and stuff like that are just like such a different white, and it just feels very like it's not a subtle difference like it should be, but it's just like a very jarring difference. And I don't know if that's like if that was intentional or if that is just kind of they didn't really have too much other options when they were doing it because of the painting or however. But yeah, definitely, I don't know. It's just such a weird feel. And like even if you look at like the literal picture, there's not much in the way of difference between the two. Like it's not that much of a jump from like one piece of the clothing to another piece of the clothing. So I don't know what their design intention was for that. So also, how is she supposed to be holding this sword? This way? It's got this super tiny key that doesn't seem to fit any of the directions. And since the key is so small, it's really tough because you don't want to break it. But I think it goes this way. That would match up with the front of the box actually. And actually, like this figure, like look at the white on the front of that box. Like that is all one white. Like there's not much in the way of difference, but like this one is really, really bad. Potential defect, I don't know, but that is definitely off. I am not, yeah. Her key goes through her key is tough because it goes through her veil and into her back. And it does not want to, okay, there we go. Yeah, it didn't really want to go in there, so yeah. I mean, the pose is okay. The figure and detail itself are okay, but like that color on her is just oof. I'm gonna have to take a look online and see if anybody else has had this problem, or if it's like just this one could potentially be a defect. Who knows? But I am not very happy with this one. I was kind of hoping that the Nero Bride and the Proto Arthur would be good. And we could just call this whole one a fantastic set, but we might have to give it like a 9 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 for the Nero Bride. So this one should be Proto Arthur. There's a little bit of dust there. And it is. and the sword is really, really good. Like right out the gate, I'm very, very happy about that sword. So, hey dude, are you happy about this sword? Are you? This isn't for you. You can't eat this. Sorry, this is my co-unboxer, my dog. I'm digging this pose already, because I can see that this is going to be like a, oh, I'm standing sideways with my sword pose style. That's cool. I'm a fan of that one. So we'll get this out of here. We'll get him on his base. Such a lovely boy. And this is got like a really weird base though, because it's like one of those plastic pieces that like kind of has this weird curve, so you're just kind of like, oh, how does this really go in here? But I'm feeling this style of pose right here, kind of. And does it go in his hand down, or do you think it goes? I almost guarantee it just goes straight in his hand. I hate non-keyed ones. What do you think? Do you think this way, or like this way? Just flat?
Yeah.
Like this? I was kind of like that, the whole flat side blade. Definitely really enjoy this one. The armor is really good. The face is like really, really solid on this. Like I really dig the face. I like this pose a lot. I like this back, the quenched back arm. Like he is just ready to drop some pain on some people. The armor, actually, so let me take him off of this because we didn't take a look at. They fully did like a really nice amount of armor underneath as well, like his legs all the way up. So that's really cool. I always enjoy that because it's things that you don't see really that are really cool. The armor itself, though, like here in the midsection, A+. They could have done a little bit better on his hood overall, but I mean they put a lot of detail in everything, like especially the arms, all of the armor, his sword. Sword's super detailed. Really, really big fan of this figure itself. So there you have it. We have the 5th set. For those of you who have been with me since the first set, this one's really good. It's not as good as like the first 2 sets, but I feel like after the first 2 sets, they kind of like, I don't know what happened with the 3rd set, but they're bouncing back with 4 and 5. So realistically, out of this set, if the Nero Bride's colors were actually like the way that they were supposed to be, like a very vivid white, you know, with just a little bit of an off color maybe, would have been a lot better. But the way that that is right now, very, very jarring. I'm not a big fan of it. Cleo is awesome. My big thicky boy, Caesar, phenomenal. Arash, a little bit of like a shruggy boy. You know, he's kind of tense. I don't know. I feel like Arash definitely as like a character is more like, oh hey, I'm kind of relaxed in game. You know, he's got like just a semi-relaxed feel to him. A little bit of a tensed, just kind of shoulder shrugged on that one. But there you have it. That's the 5. We didn't get any secret characters. I don't know if any secret characters are even in this one. But yeah, we did get the dupe Arash, which will be in a giveaway, a sweepstakes one of these days. So anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about these ones. And yeah, if you want to help out the channel, just hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification, drop me a like and a comment, and I will catch you next time. Take it easy, homies. Peace.